Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Katrin Saufen, and this is the third part of our beginner series. Today, I thought we make a nice hand review. It's kind of video review from a session I played in the beginning of September. And today, next to me, not personally, but on the mic, Julian from 6plusholdem.com. Julian, your part.
Hello guys, this is Juice. Some people know me from the Discord community, I guess. And I'm very happy to be here tonight and review some hands together with Katrin Saufen.
Yeah, what a pleasure to have you here. And I
Thank you.
think we should start here with the first hand. This is Party Poker, $1 limit. As you can see, we have a full stack, and yeah, let's start the action. Yeah, I was raising on the button $8, and he was kind of McFish fillet. He was throwing the, you see, throwing the shit on bench, and he was calling my under the gun raise. Yeah, it was a funny table, I have to say. It was the beginning of the stream. Yeah, and
I like the isolation race there because with these stack sizes, you don't often get limp shove. Rather than when they have 100 ante, they are more likely to limp shove more wider than with 150. So, yeah, I like it.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we're betting on the flop because I mean pair and flush and gut shot run on a flush draw definitely. Now it's kind of tough decision. I was thinking, do I bet again? Do I want to check? But I think flushes are always hard in the game, so that's why I keep on betting. That was my thought. And let's see.
I like the barrel there. I think he should call a lot of hands that you're still ahead against on the flop. Like, yeah, probably one pair type hands with a gut shot, Jack 10.
Yeah, and then was the river coming, the 10. I'm stopping now. And I was really, look at my face. I was really thinking, should I bet this one or I don't know. I mean, I felt like he don't have the flush draw, but actually I was happy with the river. I mean, I can easily check now and take it down a lot of the times, right?
Well, it's hard to get value from two pairs, so
yeah,
that's one reason for checking. But Ace King, I think you can take that away from his range because I think he would probably limp shove with Ace King. So that's very unlikely. King 9, I don't think so. So it's either a flush or I guess a chop, yeah.
Or a hand which cannot call a bet, right?
Correct.
So I think the check is the best option. I think we can come to this conclusion together. So let's see what I'm doing. I think Ace King we can take away, right?
Yeah, well, you gotta know the players, I guess. So that's interesting that 150 ante, he's not getting it in pre-flop.
I mean, when you go back in the hand, I mean, he was calling on the flop with Ace King. On the turn, he have the Spade King, I guess.
He has to have a spade because I think he has to fold a gut shot. I think the flop flat is fine there.
Yeah, sure.
But if he doesn't have a spade, he has to fold. So that's pretty much the only hand he could have. Ace King with one spade. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So I think it's
good check. Good check back.
Yeah, sometimes you smell something. You know this? Yeah, that was one of the first hands I played at this table.
That's when you should make a note on the player doesn't limp shove with Ace King for 150.
Look what he's writing in the chat. He was crazy chatting with me. He always make trouble with me in the chat, but he was the worst player. I mean, he was so strangely passive playing every hand. I think I saw him limp calling kings in these spots, I have to say.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, he was really, really tight. I think it was the first time I played with him.
So yeah, I guess if it's not a regular, you should not discount Ace King from his range because more, recreational players tend to not play it fast and cautiously.
So you have to always be careful. Ace King can be always possible. Here was a hand, then at the Poker Stars $1 tables. And I think it was maybe somebody raised $5, we call, or maybe $4, I don't know, 22 in the middle. And I was leading the turn with my top two for $13, and yeah, let's see how the action develops. I got 2 calls.
Interesting, but that 9 is a pretty safe river.
I mean, that's one of the safest rivers, except of the full house for me, right?
9 or the 6, yeah.
So I was really curious what to do. It's kind of tough. You have 2 callers. I mean, they can have a.
So you were limp calling pre-flop, and the flop was checked through, right?
I guess the action was I was limping. He make it 4 or something. He was calling, and I called. I guess it was
and the
like
flop
this.
Was checked through.
Yes,
okay.
yes, exactly. So now, yeah, I decided to bet really small, kind of block bet. Don't want to check and call a big bet, because most likely they have maybe an ace of clubs, maybe can call me, and yeah, there could be a straight 7-8, but I think a 7-8 not raising anymore. That's why I bet small. Yeah, but let's see what he's doing. Let's see what he's doing. He's tanking deep in the tank, and
that is interesting.
Julian, now decide, please. Julian, what do you think?
Well, I probably call and then just say take it here.
Exactly.
Be happy. I mean, it's hard to be ahead against such, but then again, yeah, I don't know. It's
such a tilt call, right? And yeah. You saw his hand.
He had a bottom board.
It makes sense, you know. We can go a little bit back. Yeah, he had like a 2 pair on the flop. He was calling $13 and a river. Yeah. I mean, what I thinking is, did he wait for the last second to min raise me, or he was not sure how to play the hand? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was thinking if there's a lot of value in it.
Or was it like a kind of last second slow roll min raise? I don't know.
I wonder what he's doing if you reshove it. I guess he'll fold. I don't know.
Yeah,
like you can't be bluffing there, right?
Yeah, he gave me room to bluff. He still gave me room to bluff, right?
If you had the ace of clubs, that would be a pretty nice hand to.
Yeah, but with this cards I cannot bluff it. That was a problem. Yeah, but
maybe you could fold. I don't know. I mean, you're barely ever good there in this kind of spots when you get. I mean, he's a regular, so it's not like a random player min raising the river, so it makes a difference.
Yeah, you're right. So it was like okay, I call, you got it. You make a nice job. Whatever you got, you have to take it, right?
Call for information.
Yeah, exactly. So we go back to the next hand. No, go back. Go to the next hand. Yeah, exactly. So he was limping under the gun, player stalk, and I make it pot, I think 9 or 8. And he was calling, flop, king, king, king. It was the same table with McFish fillet we had before. So I'm betting kind of small. Sometimes, yeah, you can get a lot of ace highs to call, which is pretty beautiful.
Yeah, and some pockets that he will limp call pre-flop, like pocket 7s, 8s, 9s.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what I did now. I have to see. I forgot. Okay, I checked.
Yeah, I like to play. I think it's hard to get 3 streets value from anything on a king 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 board.
Yes.
If he checks, I would definitely go for a value bet there. That's interesting.
Yeah, $47. Oh, that's not feeling well to me. Not right.
I mean, I don't know how many players are actually bluffing in these spots. It seems rather unlikely, so
yeah,
I would say fold is probably the right play. But if you know he has like been doing some crazy stuff before, if you have some rates, some history with a player, then you can call. But generally, I would fold this. Let's see what you did.
Yeah. Oh, I did fold. Yeah. We will never find out what he had, but I like you said exactly. You know, I can remember this guy was maybe 5 minutes at the table, and he was not doing that big aggression. And I feel like exactly how the hand develops, the overbet on the river. I mean, how can you not have the king, right? And if you don't have it, I can say, okay, nice bluff. I did lose in this hand, maybe $17. It's okay for me, right?
Exactly.
So I think it's pretty okay. So go to the next one. Okay. Queen 9. I think this hand coming after this one, or they're connected somehow. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, it was a hand. I have queens. I raised against virus, and I checked the flop because I know him. He liked to step any turn always a lot. I have a high percentage of betting turns when I check flops, and he likes to bet pot a lot. That was kind of strange. I mean, I marked him as a regular. He's from Argentina, but sometimes he has strange moves, I have to say.
Yeah, I remember that.
Somehow I make quads on a turn, which is pretty nice. And somebody potting.
Check through on the flop.
Yeah, I checked the flop, and then now he pots, and yeah, let's see what we're doing. Yeah, of course we call.
Nothing much else to do than to just call.
Yeah, and just pray for the all in on the river, right? Just pray for the all in. Unfortunately, he checked. So, Julian, what to do now? How much to bet? Tell me.
I guess we could jam and make it look like some busted, maybe ace-10 type of hand, although ace-10 you should be betting the flop with. Are you calling ace-king on the turn? Maybe ace-king with diamonds? We're definitely betting, that's for sure.
I bet 30. Maybe a crying call from a 9 or a jack?
I think he does have something like king jack or jack 10 that he's playing this way, that he would be checking the river with.
Yeah.
Certainly some value hands, else he would probably just be firing the river. But
and we get the call, and it was
check.
Yeah. But I'm kind of surprising why he pot bet the turn with the ace jack, you know?
To be honest, I think he would maybe even call the jam because that looks so
strange.
How many ace queens? Yeah, you do check ace queen behind every pretty often, I would say.
Yeah. So, but in the end, you never know what they have. But maybe the jam is better against him because if he pots the turn and he have like ace-10, for example, and then of course with ace-10 you cannot check call. You can only push to win the pot or give up, right? But if he checks, it's more likely he have some value hand, right?
Definitely, yes.
So yeah, but I think getting 30 is always nice, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much targeting a jack X there.
So we can be pretty happy with the result. So let's see what else we have. I think there should be some more interesting hands. I guess in the video now I'm discussing about the hand. Oh, aces. I take it. Oh. Julian.
All right. So
raise
that was
pot.
a limp, your ISO, they call. Okay.
Yeah, got 2 callers with my pot raise with the aces. What to do now?
Pretty standard c-bet, I would say, because it's a flush draw out and 10x, you always get action from 10x.
But
and it's a big part of their range. When people like limp call, they often have jack 10, 9 10, queen 10 suited, those type of hands. So I would actually bet this flop, but checking is all right. Too bad you turn quads.
And as you can see, I didn't cut it. That means like 30 seconds after I turn quads with the queens, I turn quads with the aces. It's like uncut. That's why I make it like this. So, and while we get these quads on the turn, he's donk betting into me. Same like before. How can this be, right? Crazy. But what can he have? Flush draw? 10? I don't know.
But this is not the same guy.
No, different one. And he insta-checking the river, looks like he give up. I think the only thing he can bet on the turn makes sense is a flush draw, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Doesn't make much sense to bet a 10 there, I guess.
And he snapped
I'd
for
rather
winning.
have your opponents stab on this turn. You
Yeah.
could be bluffing, so I would check a 10x there.
I think in this hand, I raised pre-flop, I bet the flop, I bet the turn, and the river was a king. And it was against Mr. McFishfillet. I take it down like this, but I think that's not an important hand. There should be coming now some other interesting hand. Yeah, but it's funny if you can how you can make quads in 1 minute, right? And get it on a turn, and even get a bet from the opponent, right?
The life of Katrin Saufen.
Yeah, definitely turning quads and get action. That's Katrin Saufen. So I think this should be a hand we should discuss a little bit. Let's take a look.
Pretty loose defend.
Yeah, I call this, of course, we super deep, 500 antes. I call there any two, I have to say.
Jack 6, you call?
Sure, it's my favorite hand. So I was calling the flop only, and now I bet a turn $25, and the river paired the king, and now he donk leads. Yeah, that's ugly, right?
Yeah, I mean, could he or she be playing like this with Queen X? I mean, King Queen, but turn was check call, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is interesting.
I
mean, you're basically calling for a chop.
So
or you're behind. I mean, it's hard that actually.
As you can see here, as you can see here, he pots the flop, and I call. So if you think about what hands potting the flop, two pairs,
jacks, tens, nines,
because they know on the flop they have 50% against the straight, right? They can play it powerful, but on the king, the hand is kind of locked up. And
yeah, you don't want to be betting a set on this turn.
Even in his shoes, I would bet a set on a turn because we both have 500 antes.
Yeah, that's true. You're so deep.
But I think he don't think that far. He just see the king and see like, oh fuck, the queen is beating me. I check, right?
Right.
I think that's what he's thinking. But in general, if in his shoes you have jacks, nines, or tens, you have to bet the turn. You can even bet $35. I mean, if I have a single queen, I can just call, right? And if I have ace queen, I don't put it all in, right? So anyway, you have a chance to see the river. And for example, if you bet the turn 35, I have to call, right? And if then the river is the second king, you can bet really, really big, like at least pot size, and you're giving me a hard time. Maybe you want to bluff me out of the queen or something, you know? But the way he played this hand here...
it looks like he has it, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Because why you should bluff now with king queen, right? Even the king queen betting on a turn, right? So I guess there's not much bluff out there. Maybe ace high flush draw, but
10 jack. But I mean, who's bluffing half pot size on this river? It looks like
who's check calling jack 10 on this board on a turn? I mean, you can do, but it's
some
ugly.
People.
I got timed out, but I think I would anyway fold.
Good fold.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is not the hand. After this, the hand is coming. This is a small one. We take it down.
Okay.
And we're heading to another table, I guess. Kings. Beautiful. We raise pre-flop, get two callers. That's how it looks like. King 9-6, two diamonds. It's totally okay. We're betting a little bit because we're blocking the whole board.
Jack 10 got there.
Yeah. Oh. Bad news?
Oops.
Oh, that looks good.
Oh.
Yeah. Look at my face. Game. Look at my face, huh? This is how you look when you lose.
What just happened?
Now a little bit smile on my face. Can you see? Yeah, I have to show the hand again. I can't believe it. But I have to show this hand because in a following hand now we will see this opponent from China again. That's why I cover this hand because I mean we just lose this hand. We get it in good. That's how it is. He didn't do anything wrong too. So, but this is the beginning of an interesting hand, you know. And he was from China, and soon we will find out that he is a little bit creative with playing his hands. So I think this is this hand here. There's the Gunny Mambil from China again. Now we have aces. We are raising 10, which is $1 over pot. And let's see what happens. Julian, it's you're now commenting the hand.
Pretty good flop, pretty safe flop. I don't think he can have many 6x. Ace-6 suited, he could be limp calling, but that's about it.
So I bet 6 on the flop, and you get a turn lead, a donk lead on the turn.
I mean, what can you do? You just have to call it off. You have less than you have half pot size left. So if he has it, nice hand, but
so what
nothing much you can do.
So you're the expert in poker, you know. You're the co-founder of 6plusholdem.com.
Want me to guess his hand?
You're a really good poker player over years. So what is your guess? What this player is showing now?
It's either some rubbish. I would say something like 7-8, 8-9, something like that, or quads. So yeah, king-6 suited maybe, or 8-9. I'll make two guesses.
Let's take a look. Oh,
okay.
Good old Jack-7 suited of clubs. Look at my face now.
Well played, sir.
Welcome to Short Deck Poker, ladies and gentlemen. Katrin Saufen here.
Good thing you didn't fold.
Oh, here, that was a hand, maybe a little bit after. I want to play this McFish guy, raising my flush draw, and then he's just jamming. You look at my face, how crazy I get. I mean, you feel like, okay, if I just call, hit my flush, and he have full house queens, we can take everything, right? But he's just jamming it in. That makes me crazy, guys like this.
Yeah, I think calling is a bit too gambly in that spot on a paired board.
Yeah, no way, no need against a player like this. So here's a hand against with Mr. China on the left, and look what he's calling there. He limp call all in, 100 antes with ace-6 offsuit.
Wow.
He's kind of steaming now, I guess.
That's how good the games are.
Yeah, definitely. So if you're new to the game and you're interested maybe now, yeah, go to 6plusholdem.com or join the Discord community. Yeah.
Interesting. With this guy is sort of steaming and just randomly being all in, I think.
Yeah, look at my face. I'm thinking. I'm a little bit curious what to do here, right?
Decent candidate to calling.
You have to see it like this. The Laihe guy, I think, is also from China. He's limping, limping, and he's now steaming off 150 antes. I don't know.
I'm calling.
I mean, against a random hand, I'm performing pretty well, right?
Yeah, correct. And even if you win the sideboard, which is the bigger one, you're still up. If you lose to the original limp caller there, it's still fine. You just need to win the sideboard, right?
Exactly. And as we know, he limp call a6 offsuit, the hand before snap. It looks like he might be a little bit steamy now. So let's take a look what I was doing in this hand. Let's take a look. I think I'm a little bit curious and interested in this one.
Don't be a net. Oh yes, perfect spot.
Jack-7 offsuit at jacks. I mean, what a spot, right?
Jack-7 again. He likes that hand.
And look at this flop.
Wow, the last jack.
Oh.
Look at that face there.
Yeah. I mean, can you ever believe that? I mean, I will stop it here, you know? I will stop the flop. Can you ever believe that jacks and jack-7 go all in and this flop is coming down? Can you believe this? I mean, look at my face. I couldn't believe it too, right? I mean...
Yeah. Jack-7, 10.
Last jack and last 7 basically. One of the last 7s. And then, yeah, this beautiful queen, but not enough. And the ace. This is when Katrin Saufen goes crazy. Yeah, Julian, that these are the hands I choose today. We make a little bit comments, and this is it for today. I hope you like this, what we do today, and maybe we can do something like this in one of our next videos. And yeah, Julian.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thanks for having me. And yeah, leave a like, leave a comment if you like this format and if we should continue something like this. And yeah, see you next week.
I think so the same. So bye bye, guys. Katrin Saufen and Juice. Bye bye.